The sky full of clouds with no proper shroud, they covered jade then with her own bedroll, a cairn made of stone, or jade's pale frail bones, and off again into the meadow, through brambles and briars and scrub that grew drier, the skidders replacing the skeeters, a dudgeon to dwindle as footfalls grew nimble, like game ill to imprecate beaters. What footfalls grew meek as the sun passed its peak, would weary but ever so tardy, witless in haste and wordless distaste, torpidly engaged in toponymy, awakened by call of heavy footfalls, what behemoth which lie underfoot, as big as a cart it lay in the dark, draining the richness from dirt. Like larval cicada, it lay now in wait to consume all of succulent fluid. When Orduith passed, it rose from the grass, spooking the mare as the archers then hid. She reared with affright, attaining full height, dismounting Armando, of course. It hacked at the beast, impaling her with ease, now draining her blood from the source. Once proud solid bay in agony did bray, with the proboscis stuck clear through her heart. In vain did she strike at the monster's thick chitin, too hard for her shoed hooves to mar. She struggled in fury, one last spasmic flurry, as her life poured forth in a flood. With one last shrill cry, the warhorse did die, her corpse devoid completely of blood. Engrossed in its meal, the monster did lean lazily back on its 4 hind end legs. They gazed on in fright as it sucked with some might, no pardon of which for to beg. What blows which were landed with reckless abandon, as none present were to venture too close. What fool was to query with fine-edged steel inquiry of chitin impregnable to most? They slashed and they hacked and bludgeoned and whacked, barely denting its chitinous shell. Catania cleaved true, its abdomen near to, as Fred went for its soft underbelly. Its abdomen pierced, the blood flowed forth fierce, covering Fred in red nigh head to toe. What sickly embrace beneath fractured carapace, all hearts was this bay, don't you know? Its meal now depleted, the monster did rear, it lashing and flailing in a frenzy. Blind angst revealed, it whirled and it reeled, alas, for life it had naught but envy. On abdominal halves it finally collapsed, sensitive yet, it best not be touched. Dead not quite yet, and with no blood to let, approached it could still flail amuck. Lingering still, mellifluent spill, twitching like a maladroit majorette. Eyes blackened with hate upon unforeseen fate, one more horse to be one lasting regret. What plitherous ply to be harried for time, what questions of incidental happenstance. To hear and to see, wide open it be, were observers near hither by chance. Best we get moving to fates of our choosing, no purpose really in sticking round here. Quiet now, please, proceed through the trees, for further frolics foul are engendered, of losses to note and shares to forego, of moiety and 2 Xanthus archers, Armando's warhorse fallen with remorse, a paladin struck down for to march.